Hello, this is Manesh Patel from Ichimoku Today is September 13, 2014, where this is our bi-weekly Ichimoku analysis for the futures markets, where we go for everything from crude oil, natural gas, cotton, lumber, sugar, bonds, and so forth. This is our normal procedure to go for our disclaimer. This disclaimer basically states this is for education use only. We're not soliciting you to buy or sell any particular instrument. If you decide to take a trade, you're doing that at your own risk. All the charts you're going to be seeing are basically from TradeStation. Here are our contact details here, where you could call us at any of our office locations here, or go to our website, ichimokutrade.com, access any of our free videos there, multiple time frame email alerts, our blog, our Twitter, and various other trading tools are available for people. You could also email us here at info@eiicapital.com. Okay, so let's go straight to TradeStation. Remember, on the left-hand side is the daily time frame. On the right-hand side is basically the weekly time frame. So let's go and look at these charts. Let me just switch to this. If you look at this, this is basically soy. This is soybeans right here. And you could see it got to our support, which is 1004. However, it closed below it, which is not good at all. So this bullish trend here has a high probability of now where it's ended, because this major pullback looks like it's trying to pull back some more. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But right now we're starting to see signs where this major pullback level, it looks like it's going to sit there and possibly reverse into a consolidation pattern, or possibly start a bearish trend, but probably a high probability of starting a bearish trend here. So we have to wait and see exactly what happens this week. But it did get to our major support. Soybean oil right here got to a major support of 31.84 and kind of bounced off there. So now waiting to see exactly what happens from this support level, and see if that support level holds in the next couple of weeks. If it does, that'll most likely be the bottom for this guy. If not, they will have a high. If it breaks that support, it has a high probability of getting to 25.64 in the next couple of weeks. Okay. Soybean meal, you could see here bullish trend going for a major pullback. We were looking for it to hold at 336, didn't quite do that, went below there. That's still okay. This is still a strong bullish trend, believe it or not. We just don't know exactly where exactly this thing's going to sit there and bottom out for the major pullback. But right now 324 seems to be it, but we'll have to see in the next couple of weeks what's going to happen here. But it most likely will probably stop there and then pull back, and we'll see. Corn here, nicely bullish trending on both the daily and weekly. It's gotten to one major support at 334.18. The next one's going to be 301.68. So we're going to have to wait and see exactly which support level here is going to hold and possibly be the bottom for corn. We'll have to see to that. Wheat here got to major support at 492.18, and you can see a lot of these commodity grains here are at major supports. They've trended a long time now and moved drastically down, from corn to soybeans and so forth, and wheat, and they're at major supports now, which is approaching. So it's going to be interesting to see all these grains supports hold this week, or all of them continue to go down to the next level. Oats here, nice bullish trend here, held a major support right here at 303 and 2/8. Now we're waiting to see if it could break this resistance level here at 374. If it doesn't break that, this thing's going to keep on consolidating until it breaks either the support here or breaks that resistance to determine exactly what's going on. However, this is still strong bullish, believe it or not, so it does have a high probability of breaking that resistance level. Cocoa here, nice bullish trend going up. Really hasn't done a major pullback. This is a minor pullback to about 312. So we have to see exactly what's going to happen here. Resistance level on this one's going to be about 3160. Coffee here, you could see here coffee upward movement here. And you could see that basically it's trying to sit there and retest this high. It has not done that. So this is starting to show some signs of being weak as far as bullishness is concerned. And it may have a high probability of now where this is a major pullback. If you look at this on the higher time frames, a monthly and a nice bearish trend, this is a major pullback. And it does look like there's a possibility of price here retesting 170 and possibly breaking that to sit there and start retesting the low. So we're keeping an eye on coffee for a potential downward movement, which possibly can happen if the lower time frames like the daily and so forth set themselves up. Orange juice here. You can see from orange juice, this is just one ugly pattern here. Major support is 139. If it breaks the 139 level, this is going to start a trend on both the daily and the weekly to go down. So we're at very, very critical levels right now to see exactly what happens. But no telling what it can with orange juice and due to its volatility. Rough rice here. Looks like it's trying to start a bearish trend here. It just doesn't seem to tank. However, major resistance it needs to hold to still continue this trend to the downside is 13.059. The target here, which is the major support, which is 11.604. Sugar. This has been a nice one for us. We're basically being short. You could see here it broke our major support at 1440, which we kind of thought it was going to sit there and hold, but that didn't hold at all. And it looks like it's now getting to the next level, which is 12.29. So we got a high probability of getting to that level now. Crude oil, you could see the major support which we had outlined. It finally broke it here, didn't even hold it, which we thought it possibly would hold, which is 93.78. Didn't hold that now. Next support is going to be 89.89, and then believe it or not, if it breaks that one, it's going to sit there and come all the way back down here into the 86 levels. Since it broke this major support here, believe it or not, it has a high probability of keep on going downwards to at least 86 and maybe even go lower than that. But you could see this if we shrink this down in here. Let's shrink this down some more. That this is one ugly consolidation pattern, which is kind of squeezing. So this does, believe it or not, have a high probability getting to 86 due to the fact it didn't hold that support at 93. Natural gas, which has been a funny one, nice upward movement here, and then it sat there and kind of stuck at the support level of 3.762. Resistance level is stuck at 4.141. So until it breaks one of those two levels, we really don't know what's going to be happening. Heating oil, you could see here, let's enlarge this, it's shrunk too much. You could see from heating oil here, it had an ugly little bullish trend, just a minor one going upwards. Then it came down, held the support so far at 2.7313. However, due to what's happened with this does look like it has a possibility of breaking down, continuing to break down, but we're not going to know what's going to happen here. But we do have a high probability here of breaking to 2.6550, but you may see a little upward movement, a pullback before it sits there and tanks to that level, which we're kind of expecting to see. Gasoline here. It's had a chance to break out, it really didn't. It came back, didn't hold the support 2.7155. So that basically means the bullish trend is completely over. And now it looks like it's trying to come here to the bottom of this consolidation pattern, which is right here at 2.3423. So believe it or not, as long as this holds this resistance here, this has a high probability of tanking to that level here, which will basically start a minor trend on the weekly time frame to the bottom of the consolidation pattern, which is already a trend on a daily time frame. Cotton here basically bounced off the major support here at 62.91. As long as it holds this resistance here at 70.62, it will sit there and have a high probability of getting to 56.45. If it breaks 70.62, it's going to come back up to about 75.75, and at that point we have a possibility of entering an ugly consolidation pattern, which is going to the downside. Dollar, this is the most amazing little future product here. We're betting on it going up from here when it broke, basically got above the Cajuns in here on this resistance level here. We were targeting it to come to this resistance level or here, roughly around 82.965. We thought it will sit there, get to that level, bounce off there, pull back, a minor pullback, and then make a move to keep on going higher, where eventually it'll retest this high 85.24 towards the end of this year or going into next year. This thing just went with vengeance all the way up to 84.428, where it possibly can even this week or next week even get to this 85 level and then sit there and do a pullback. So this is interesting to see, and you could see this even in the spot currency market, how this has continued to keep on moving upwards. So we'll have to keep an eye on the dollar this week to see if it moves to that next level. But 85 should be a point if it gets there this week to sit there and hold, when then it goes for a minor pullback level. Feeder cattle here has gone to its vengeance, going upwards. Nice bullish trend on both the daily and weekly. It's at a major resistance level of 226.05, which it's kind of stuck out last week, so we'll have to see what happens there. Live cattle here is ranging between 148.948 and 160.208. Sorry, 209. This is bullish trending, but it's consolidating here at the top. Lean hogs here. This is just one ugly pattern. Had a chance to keep on going up. It didn't do that. Decided to sit there and break the support, which is now resistance at 107.382. Major support is going to be 89.608. 2-year Treasuries, you could see here, got to resistance level 109, 117. Basically bounce off that. It's in major support at 109, 08. Sorry, 109, 08, 09.7. 5-year Treasury notes here got to resistance again, just like the 2-year at 119.04. Basically bounced off there, and it broke the support, but the major support is going to be here at 117.20. 10-year here is right at the major support, 123.29, and you can see this is a little more upward bullish movement here. The key thing is it's got to sit there and hold this week and next week at this support level. If it holds the support level and starts making a move up, this is going to have a upward trendward movement on the weekly and the daily. 30-year, you can see here on the 30 years, not quite at the support, 134, 1632s, but it does have a high probability of getting to 134, believe it or not. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Resistance on this one's 138 and 1332s. Platinum, now it's time for metals. This is where it's getting exciting this week for metals. Platinum here, you could see here, this was consolidating, held the resistance up here, roughly around 1540, held that resistance, basically sat there and started making a move down, broke the support of 1403. It's got a high probability of now getting to 1333, which is the bottom of the consolidation pattern. Depending on how fast it gets there, it will know if it's going to sit there and break it or bounce off there and continue to enter this consolidation pattern. Gold, on the other hand, held the resistance at 1314 and now sat there and broke minor support levels. It's at one major support level now, which is 1226. If it sits there and breaks that, watch out, because this thing has a lot of momentum where it's going to get to 12,000 and can sit there and possibly break it. Silver here is at the bottom of the major support. There are signs right now that silver is going to break down, so it looks like it may finally be the moment now that silver breaks the support. So I'll definitely keep an eye on silver this week and start looking for potential opportunities on lower time frame to possibly break it, but keep your risk low. Copper here is at a major support 3.0797, and you could see here this is slowly dwindling down here, so there's high probability of it breaking this in the next 2 weeks to continue its move to the bottom here and possibly start another pivot to the lower side. That's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next 2 weeks.